I felt a little bit sorry for Fabio Wardley again, because like I say, you think to yourself, there was no real, for Fabio, there wasn't any sort of like memory recall.
Wardley showed his limitations and his lack of pedigree, and he was very crude with that right hand over the right hand attack, but he showed so much heart and guts and desire. He just kept going for it. He was never going to quit, was he? He was never going to turn around and fold or take a knee and quit in there.
It was causing me a lot of trouble. It took me a lot of rounds to kind of figure out on work and time.
My opinion, I honestly think Fabio Wardley should stop boxing, because from where he started here to where he's got through there, he's better than most people. He's better than most boxers. But I don't think he can go back to the drawing board and learn enough now to forward his career, because he has sustained a lot of damage. He's put himself in the position, do you understand, by getting damaged in fights and having hard.
I genuinely think he took way too much punishment, and that's. I mean, that was so severe. If I were him, I'd never.
He has got a heart as big as a bucket, and some of the punches he took last night, he may not come back from, because he was taking right hands, he was eating them so flush. It was quite brutal to watch at times. I've actually felt sorry for him.
I mean, this got to a point where Fabio is stumbling around. He's not even aware of his surroundings. It doesn't look like. The doctors are checking on him round after round. And, you know, I said Daniel had big stones to get off the canvas. Fabio Wardley's got a chin of iron, because he ate some absolute nukes. Shots that put Anthony Joshua on the floor from Daniel Dubois, and probably would have put a lesser man in the hospital that night. I mean, I'm sure Fabio's in the hospital now, but stretcher.
I was looking to get up, but Daniel Dubois, when he went down this time, drawing on the experience that he had, he went down for a couple of seconds, looked at referee, then he got straight back up again. So that's a tick on his part. I felt a little bit sorry for Fabio Wardley again, because like I say, you think to yourself, there was no real...
A slight difference, fighting a world champion, a legitimate world champion for a title, and beating a world champion who's already a world champion. And Fabio Wardley hasn't beat a current world champion to be the champion, has he? Josie Park on
the rematch, but I don't think he should fight. I genuinely don't think he should take that rematch. I think that's too dangerous. I genuinely think he took way too much punishment, and that's. I mean, that was so severe. If I were him, I'd never fight again.
Like every boxer on the card will be tested, and I'm sure they're going to test him a bit more, because that would be the natural reaction. I'm sure of that, and he knows that better than anybody. But every boxer will be tested. It's a high-profile card, and the border control will be all over it. It's not just VADA.
Fabio Wardley just got absolutely demolished by Daniel Dubois. And instead of taking the loss like a man, he's making excuses that have the entire boxing world furious.
God forbid if that happens. And this guy's ungaining Islam and ungaining. What I'm saying is that they now need to talk about legal action outside of boxing. Say, if you take this, you are legally going to be prosecuted because you could.
The breakdown from experts is absolutely ruthless. They're not holding back. Wade Plemons straight up said Wardley was stumbling around the ring, losing his balance, taking clean shots that completely shifted the fight in Dubois' favor.
Said it, don't blink, it's going to be the most amazing few rounds. It was much better than that. It was just a phenomenal fight, phenomenal to watch, to witness and see these two guys, what they did bearing their soul and Daniel getting off the floor and canvas and coming back how he did. It swung both ways to fight, and it was just
But here's what's really got everyone heated. It wasn't even controversial. This was pure dominance at heavyweight level, and Wardley's reaction after getting beaten down? Boxing pros are calling it pathetic excuse-making.
Nobody could ever question this young man again. Yeah? All that quitting nonsense, nobody will ever question him again.
Two-time heavyweight champion of the world under you.
It sounds good, doesn't it?
Carl Froch delivered the most brutal assessment yet. He said Wardley abandoned his basic boxing skills and fought like an amateur against Dubois, swinging from out of range, crude attacks, terrible positioning. At this level, those flaws get you destroyed.
We were in there with a very dangerous fighter in the name of Fabio Wardley. He should be proud of himself.
And get this, Dominic Ingle thinks Wardley might have reached his absolute limit. He's questioning whether the sustained damage from tough fights has caught up with him. The concern isn't just one loss, it's whether he can even progress anymore.
Fight, I think the worst thing that happened was that knockdown in the first round. After that, Wardley was just looking for that right hand. No jabs, no defense, no left hook. Sorry, meat and chicken. You know what I mean? But it was a hell of a fight. He showed the heart of a champion, and I think there should be a rematch.
Barry McGuigan took it even further. He's warning Wardley to seriously consider not taking any rematch because of the punishment he absorbed. McGuigan thinks continuing could be dangerous for his future health. That's how bad this beating was.
Boxing, you don't jab, nothing, looking for power shots. It's like he didn't train. You do busy commentating. Little bastard. He was supposed to fucking train in the gym. Dude, how many jabs did Fabio chuck? Less jabs. He didn't chuck no jabs. He didn't do anything with his...
Now here's where it gets interesting. Frank Warren made it crystal clear that both fighters will be subject to strict testing. He shut down any room for speculation about what Wardley might be implying with his post-fight allegations.
Daniel recruited well. He's learned. You can learn from his knockdowns before. He learned a lot. You know what I mean? So, yeah, he did well.
Johnny Nelson dropped the most savage response. He said performance-enhancing substances don't create boxing skill or technical ability. Fights are decided by timing, discipline, and execution, not shortcuts. And throwing accusations without evidence only damages your own reputation.
It's one of the best fights I've ever seen. One of the best fights. Fair play to Fabio Wardley. What a hard man he is. He didn't want to quit. His corner didn't pull him out. And Daniel Dubois kept his composure. He kept his composure, stuck to the plan. He started to get a bit tired himself. He realised that Wardley has still got something in the tank. He kept pulling it out of the bag. He looked dead on his feet. But what a fight.
But wait, there's another side to this story. Don Charles came out with an emotional defense of Wardley, insisting nobody can question his heart after this fight. He completely rejected the quitter narrative and praised his championship mentality.
Just to wake up, you know, stay in reality, you know, it's just not slip, you know, I gotta dig deep.
Even Buddy McGirt called it a hell of a fight, pointing to the early knockdown as the turning point. He said Wardley became too predictable afterward, but still recognized his warrior mentality and suggested he deserves a rematch.
For old demons when he got dropped, I think he started to think old demons when he started to think his things weren't working. But you know what was giving Daniel confidence? He kept landing a jab. Every time Wardley threw a right hand, Dubois would stick a jab and it would touch his target. That there was giving Dubois hope that, okay, then I can stand in front of my target and I can land with a jab. And he knew he was softening up Wardley with a jab.
Derek Chisora wasn't having any of that. His assessment was raw and aggressive. He criticized Wardley's performance as technically lacking and one-dimensional, saying he relied too heavily on power shots without setting them up properly through the jab.
I've seen a heavyweight fight that captivating, that entertaining, round after round, backwards and forwards. The heart on these guys, the balls, the bravery. That's what you want to pay. That's what you want to. We hope every time we tune in for a heavyweight championship, you're getting that type of energy. They both gave everything they had. I could watch that 10 times.
David Haye was completely blown away by the fight, calling it one of the most captivating heavyweight battles he's ever seen. The non-stop action, the back-and-forth momentum, the sheer bravery from both fighters. He said it's exactly what fans pay to see.
What a warrior he is, and came through that test, you know, coming off the back of a loss. I was a bit nervy to start off with and a bit all over the place, but I pulled it together and got the victory.
So here's the reality. Wardley got outclassed, made excuses, and now the boxing world is divided on whether he deserves respect or ridicule. Some see a warrior who gave everything. Others see a fighter making allegations instead of accepting defeat. What do you think? Was this just competitive fire or sour grapes? Drop your thoughts in the comments, smash that like button if this breakdown opened your eyes, and subscribe because the heavyweight division is about to get even more chaotic.
This fight was very hard for two guys, you know, but I think for the crowd, but also a nice fight. Unbelievable, I like it.
Was you surprised about the heart?
I was surprised, but you know, Daniel gave a good performance. You know, he was in the first and then the 4 rounds, I don't know, he was one down.
Seconds.
It wasn't the most skilled heavyweight fight I've ever seen, but it was just what the fans wanted to see. The fans wanted that. You know what I mean, that was blood and guts, but God knows.